Hi, Flosstube.
Hi, Flosstube. I'm Liz.
And I'm Shellie, and we're the Antique Needleworkers. Oh,
Take two.
Take two. 2-hour-long video.
Oh!
2-hour-long video. And we take the phone down, and we go across, and we bought a brand new microphone. $100 microphone. And walk across and just touch the button. Let's just see how that microphone sounded. Yeah. It cut out like every 5 seconds. It was like, so we're back.
We laughed because the only other option was to cry or swear.
Shellie and Liz 2.0 today.
4 hours of recording today.
Oh, well, let's just turn that
happy.
upside down. We're hanging out.
We have recharged. We went down and had lunch because we're like, forget this. We need to go eat.
Yeah, we were like, we need food because, yeah.
So we're back.
Hi.
To record again.
Yep. How are you, Liz?
I'm okay, friend. How are you?
I'm wonderful. I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with my stitching friend. If the snow is going outside, it's not anything accumulative. It's just big, fluffy, flying in the air snowflakes and
swirly, fat snowflakes.
Yeah,
it's really pretty, actually.
Yeah, it is, but it's dreary. It's Ohio weather,
too.
as typical. It is bone chilling. You know, and like I said, the first video, you know, all I can think of is Missy and Kathy, 2 needles pulling thread, because they're getting hammered now by snow. So, and while I'm talking about them, I just want to stop for a minute. Hi, Kathy. I am so excited for you. You've gone back to work after all that long chemo, and
yes,
we are cheering for you.
Yes,
I was so excited to hear that life is getting back to normal, and your hair does look beautiful. You go, girl. So excited for you. That they're the sweetest sister-in-laws. Sweetest sister-in-laws. But I cheer for you. I'm so excited. You're getting back to normal. She said she was going to be part-time until she felt like she knew that her energy was up, and then she could go back full-time. So praying for you. So excited. Yay, you.
Yay.
So I love that. So anyway, what have you been up to, Liz?
Well, now I know what I've been up to. Last video, it took me a minute to remember.
We're on the ball this video.
Yeah, we are. We'll see if we can we'll see if we can break our record and do this faster than the last time. So I shared a story, and really the only eventful moment for us the last 2 weeks. Thankfully, this 2 weeks has been a little bit calmer. But our 19-year-old daughter almost 20, took a new job, and the headquarters is in Austin, Texas. And she flew down last week, or the week before last. Actually, it was the week that we recorded. And so 2 weeks ago. And she was flying home. And I had said I'm super excited because her new job has her having to live in Austin like June through August. Now, I've lived in Texas for 5 years. Actually longer than that, because I graduated high school in Texas. So I take that back, like 7 years total in Texas. And the last place that I want to be in June through August is Texas.
Unless we go to Comfort and visit Wendy. Wendy, when are you going to have a retreat for us? I mean, seriously, we miss you, Wendy. We need to come to Texas.
Texas summers
talk to Wendy.
Texas summers are brutal. I've lived through many. So, but besides that, Grace has to be down there for those months. And so I see a very long road trip down to Hill Country in Texas and finally get to visit Wendy and the Tinsmith and see Jennifer. So we'll have to figure that all out.
Hi, Jennifer.
Hi, friend.
We love you.
So I definitely will figure that out. But anyway, so Grace was flying home. She had a connection in Houston and then on to Cincinnati. And that week when she was flying back, they had horrible storms in Texas. Really bad storms in Texas. And then those moved up our way after that. And that was when we had those crazy windstorms here. Yeah. So Grace subsequently missed her connecting flight in Houston. She flew from Austin, but they left out of there late, and she missed her connecting flight in Houston. And my sweet girl called me from the airport. And Houston, George Bush, it's a massive international airport. I have been through there. It's huge. And she called me crying. And she said, Mom, I don't know what to do. I don't know what gate to go to, and I don't know who to talk to, because they needed to get her rebooked on a new flight. And so after some tears and figuring out where she needed to go and kind of directing her that way, like an hour later, when she was finally able to talk to somebody, they were able to get her rebooked on another flight, because I made sure she was going to be on a direct flight into Cincinnati. But it wasn't going to leave till the next day. So she was stuck in Houston for the night. And all my worst fears as a mother came to fruition that night, as my child is stranded in an airport alone, with no one. And so they were a mess at that airport. And Grace, they didn't offer her like a voucher thing. And I was like, there is absolutely no way that you are spending the night in the airport. That is not happening. And oh my
19.
Oh my gosh. And so yes, long story short, I quickly got on and was able to find her a room at a local, or at a Marriott close by the airport there, but that Marriott didn't have a shuttle. But the sweet lady on the phone, because I was like in tears and almost crying, because I'm just like, my child is stranded there. And so she was able to get the shuttle from the other Marriott to pick Grace up, take her to the hotel, and then I had everything set up for her once she got there. And then they were kind enough to drive her back in the morning the next day.
Bravo, Marriott. Way to help a mama.
Yes, to get my daughter back home safely to us. So, yeah, and I had said in the first one, like our oldest daughter and our middle daughter, so we have two girls, but our oldest daughter is polar opposite. Lexi is polar opposite of Grace. Grace is kind of like marched to the beat of her own drum her entire life. She's kind of out there, and we always say she kind of lives in her own little world. Crazy book smart, so smart, but not necessarily street smarts. And Lexi, our oldest daughter, is afraid of everything and thinks anyone and everyone is out to snatch her. And so she's hyper vigilant of like, which is good when you're in a situation like that and you're traveling alone as a young girl. But Grace is not so aware all the time of what's going on around her, which is why many terrifying thoughts went through my mind of how this could end. But thankfully she was home safe. But so that was kind of our big excitement.
Yeah. Well, good. She's home safe.
She's home safe. So,
yeah.
And you? Oh, Davey recap.
Yeah. Thank you to everybody who prayed for Davey. And oh my gosh, the cards. He got gifts. I mean, he learned what snail mail was really quick. Because, you know, there was something new. There's actually 2 things on the counter in the kitchen that have arrived for him. So thank you so much for everybody. I didn't really want to say too much until we really were in the lane where we knew what was going on, but he has celiac. And so it was wonderful. Right after all of that, we went to lunch with Sylvia, our friend, and before she went to market, and she was like, Shellie, get a pen out. And she sat her son when he was 3, he's in his 30s now, but when he was 3, he was diagnosed. And she's like, they make chicken nuggets, they make Oreos, they make all the kid food. Let me give you a list. You need to go to Costco, you need to go to Meijer, blah, blah, blah. And I went home that day. I had stopped at all the stores on the way home and just filled their refrigerator. But anyway, his eating changed. He got medicated, and he immediately began to respond and to get better. Unfortunately, they kept him home after the hospital and all of that for a week to recuperate. He was so pale, he was almost transparent. It was just so sad. He had lost so much weight and just weak and all the above. And so they kept him home, but then they sent him back to school the following week. And he immediately got strep throat.
That poor baby.
And his birthday
I know.
was the next day. So no birthday party. So anyway, but today we're taping. It's on a Tuesday, and he went back to school yesterday after having strep after a month and a half, you know, in the throes of being diagnosed with celiac. And so he's back to normal. But he, you know, he's still gaining his strength. I mean, when you lose that much weight, and I mean, you know, it's coming out every end. You know, he was so sick. But so thank you so much. And thank you for everybody who's checked on him. I mean, I have people check on him every single day. So thank you. Things are better. Things are better. So,
thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you, friends. You are our friends. And you act like it, too. The way that you responded to us. And, oh, my gosh, and all the people saying that they were praying for us after the last video, well, not the quickie, the surprise, but the one before that.
Yes.
So, but thank you. So anyway, well, you know, today we're going to have a brand new segment in our videos.
Yep.
I have told y'all before that I am a big lover of Deanne Fitzpatrick, and it's not just her rug hooking. I love Deanne because of her rug hooking, and she is masterful. She has things in museums. But I as much love her for, like I've told you, I got all of her books. Nothing she's written do I not own. And she is a beautiful author. But her life statement is to create beauty every day. And I love to talk about making. I love to talk about being a maker. I love to talk about beauty. I love to talk about all the things that have to do with making. I love working with my hands. I love seeing things in front of us. And I have this book called Meditation for Makers. And I was telling Liz about this because I pick this up and read it all the time. And, you know, I have stacks and stacks of books. We say this every time. If Shellie likes something, I've got all the books. So, but because I want to read about those things. But anyway, I talked to Liz and I said I was really interested, you know, as a place in our videos to talk about making. And no matter what kind of making you do, I love to talk about beauty and making things around us beautiful. And the opening of this book, the intro of this book, I'm going to read it to you, and you're going to get a little piece of that because it's so beautifully written, and it's exactly what I'm talking about. And so we want to try to take a section of our videos and talk about moments, you know, makers' moments, you know. And so it may sound and look different every time, but it all pertains to making, being a maker. You're a maker. You're an artist. Whether all you do is cross stitch, or if you have 1,000 million things you do, whether you're conversing, making dinner, whatever, you're making every single day, and it makes life wonderful. So we're going to take a segment and we're going to talk about that. So today's segment is going to be the introduction of this book by Deanne Fitzpatrick and
our maker moment.
Our maker moment. You're going to absolutely love this. It's introduction. We were made and we are makers. Whether we are cooking supper, building sandcastles, or creating fine art, we all make. We all turn our hands to something. We are all gifted. This is something I think about a lot because making is what I do every day. I try every single day to make my life beautiful. Sometimes I do this by writing or creative artwork, but sometimes it's just cooking supper, arranging a skein of wool in my studio, or placing a rock in that perfect place beside a lamp on the table. Making is a big and it's a meaningful word, and it matters. It matters deeply to me and to all those who spend their time creating. For me, it's a practice and one I have worked at tirelessly. I have a natural curmudgeonly tendency, and I have had to work at being more appreciative. I actually remember being a young woman and driving in the car one day, complaining to my husband about the sunshine. It has not always been easy, and learning gratitude is still challenging for me, but age has helped with that. Because over the years, I have seen what beauty does. It enlightens people. It strengthens people. It deepens people. Making things is one way to bring beauty into the world, and that in and of itself is a meaningful work. It is work worth thinking about. That's interesting, isn't it? I love that. I love to talk about stuff like that. And Deanne, as again, it's Meditations for Makers. You can pick this up on Amazon. You can order it from her. She has a podcast. You can pick it up any place, Amazon Music, I think Spotify, whatever place that you pick up podcasts. But it's called Creating Beauty Every Day.
Yep.
And she is just a masterful interviewer. And she's so gracious. My goodness, when she talks, you know from the very art of the conversation, she is intentional and she is truly interested, and she even makes conversation beautiful, and you will love it. She did one, which is one of my very favorites. It was from December of this last year, 2022, and Ruth Gendler was her guest. And Ruth she weaves, she's an artist, she's a poet, and she teaches. And teaches poetry in school. And the two of them together, oh my gosh. And she just talking about making and beauty and all of those things. It just was, I told Liz, I've listened to it now 15 or 18 times, the same podcast. I don't mind to admit it, because I took so much from it. And it was like, yeah, that's how I think. I love it. So if you're ever interested in that, check her out on her podcast, Creating Beauty Every Day. And that's Deanne Fitzpatrick. But in this spot that we'll bring along, I'll be bringing all kind of people. I have a stack of books that this is my little notebook. I have little journals for everything. And when I come up with ideas for things that I want to talk about, this one's for our Flosstube, and I have it riddled with things on this topic. So that is something that we're going to be doing from here on out. Let us know in the comments whether you liked it or not. It's okay if it's not your thing, or it's awesome if it is your thing. So tell us what you thought about that Maker's Moment. So
here's my 2 cents. I'm going to throw it in there.
Give us a quarter, Liz. Give us a quarter.
I love the beginning of this. She didn't read this, but this is what I thought when Shellie first started talking about this, and what kind of came to my mind after I got the book and I started listening to Deanne's podcast. So it says, for the makers, the knitters, the rug hookers, the weavers, the painters, the writers, the potters, the gardeners, the homemakers, the cooks, to all of you who turn your hand to something, this book is for you. So my 2 cents on it, and what I take away from it, second time around, because we talked about this in the first, is that for me in particular, when I read that or when I think upon that, it is me being more intentional with realizing that the little things that I do every single day for my family, for my friends, for those that I love, we don't always see those as beauty. We don't always see those as making a difference in the lives of those that we love, but there is beauty in those things, and it is a gift of love to those that we care about, the things that we make, whether that is our hands in the garden and watching those seeds grow into the beauty that they are, and that we then get to eat them and give them to others that we love and care about, whether it's preparing dinner, which is a very mundane thing, and as a mom can be a very burnout thing when you're like, oh my gosh, they want to eat again, like it's every day,
a couple times a day.
Yeah, but I am creating that meal for them, and it's
an action of love.
Yeah, or it's
beautiful.
Yeah, and sometimes it's just a matter of me taking a quiet moment and sitting there and literally just looking out the window and looking at the creation around me,
yes,
and the gift that it is. And so some of it, and what we hope you take from this as we go on with these different as we do these little maker moments, is that maybe, just maybe, we can get you to kind of rethink your thought process as well, and to realize that those little things that you do every single day really are a gift a beautiful thing that you are sharing of yourself, whether it's your time, it's your talents, it's your abilities. It's, I mean, all these little things that we do for one another, that there's beauty in it, and gratitude in it for the ability to be able to share those with those that we care about and love.
Yeah, I had told Liz, one of my, back to the Ruth Gendler podcast back in December, they were discussing the concept of conversation.
Yes.
And things like that. And of course you read that through all kind of things that I have. And just think about I listen to Deanne and the way that she interviews anyone that she does. And it's not like Oprah style.
It's not an interview process.
No, it's a beautiful conversation. And it's symphonic to me, the way that she talks to people. She's very intentional. Ruth Gendler at one point in that interview said, I don't want to just kind of sit on that because I know that you have other questions. She said, oh, no, Ruth, I'm very interested in what you have to say. Go, continue. Yeah. And I thought she gifted her that moment. And I felt the exchange when she said it. And she was so genuine and intentional. And I think about whether we're making these things with our hands or we're making these things in the garden, in conversation, in meals, and whatever it is, it makes life beautiful. And I love that. And so we wanted to just talk about those things.
Yes.
So that was our Maker's Moment.
Because the art of conversation is an art. It is. And I feel like even nowadays it's more of a dying art because there's so many different ways to communicate now that people don't know how to just sit down sometimes and have a very intentional conversation with one another. You know what I mean? Because no matter how great technology is, it will never take the place of one human sitting in front of another human and sharing a moment.
Inflection of voice. Yeah. The look on your face.
Yes. Because my sarcasm doesn't come across in my text so well sometimes.
I get her sarcasm. I do, and I love it.
Not everyone gets my sarcasm. So, yeah.
So that was our Maker's Moment for today. We hope you like that new segment. Let us know what you think about that.
Yep.
So the next thing we have is our giveaways from last time. Now, we have a little housekeeping.
Yep.
We have 2 pieces. The one from our last regularly scheduled Flosstube, this was not claimed yet. And it's called a Red Cottage. And the winner's name was Mary Lou. Mary Lou, and it's a lowercase L in your handle. Mary, let us know what your address is. Email us. You'll find it in the description box. We want to get your prize to you. And then this is from several videos back. And the keyword was teacup. And we have showed this now twice, and the original person who won this has not responded. And so we redrew, and the new winner for this is Lynn Hupp. So, yay. Lynn, find our email address down below, and we'll be glad to get that out to you. So these are our giveaways.
Oh boy, here we go.
These are our giveaways from last video. And we'll start with this. This is Spring Doxology by Sweet Wing Studios, Susan O'Brien. We love this. And she so kindly gifted us the ability to give 3 of you viewers this chart. And how we're going to do this is when I call these, go to our email and send us your email and say, I'm one of the Spring Doxology winners. And then I'll give those to Susan and she'll send you a link. But so the 3 winners of Spring Doxology are D. Best, Linda Meredith, and Pam Rich. And it's RITCH. Congratulations.
And D is in D period best.
D period
not
best.
D best.
But I bet you it is the best.
It is.
I thought that the first go around. So congratulations. The next thing was our Quaker egg from the Sisterhood. And the code word for that was egg. And Christy Keith, you are the winner. Keeth, Christy Keith. contact us, email below, and we'll get that right out to you. This pattern is called Keepsakes and Tokens, and it was done by Tellin Emblem, our friend Christine Tellin.
Christine.
Hi, Christine. And the winner, the word for this was tokens, and the winner is Shellie Crouch. Shellie Crouch. This next is Summer Squirrel by the Blue Flower. And the keyword for this was summer. And the winner of this is Teresa MC. It's like M little C, I think. I'll show you how it was. Teresa, you're the winner. Get a hold of us. We'll get this out to you. And then the big gift was the beautiful chart that was done by Rosewood Manor to celebrate the 25 years of Keepsakes. Yep. And not only did you get the chart, but the bag that I made that looks like the Keepsakes bag that you get when you buy something at Keepsakes. And the winner of both of these was Barbara Hauser.
Barbara Hauser.
Tennessee girl.
Yes, I commented on her comment because she lives like 10 minutes from where I used to live when I lived in Tennessee. And Bonnie, Wilmer of the Nebby Needle, lives in Bristol as well, which is down by that area. So anyways, I was excited to see another friend from where I came from down there.
So those are the winners of last video's giveaways. And speaking of...
As we segue,
we are about 80 viewers shy of... 80 subscribers shy of 8,000. And we are so excited. I mean, we can't believe that y'all have responded so much to us. We just appreciate you so much, our friends. And as a way of saying thank you, when we hit the 8,000 mark, we are having a blowout of giveaway.
Yeah.
And you're going to see some of the things later in the video. But one of the items is I'm having Carrie from Tiger Lily Designs custom do a project keeper for you. So the very sought after
to win that because I haven't been able to snag one myself.
So Carrie's been in Greece. I wish that I had it with me, but I think she was between planes when I talked to her, but she has graciously agreed to let me commission her to make one, and we're going to give you that. That's going to be one of the...
It's amazing. Mm-hmm. Those. Now, this lady over here has snatched up a whole lot of them, but
I have 10 or
those
12
things
of
are
them.
Not that easy to get your hand on.
15th of the month, I've got my finger on the button.
I know, it's tomorrow. Tomorrow. Is she going to have them out tomorrow since she's been gone?
You know, I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know. But I'm part of the club too.
Yeah,
so
you get your club
I
one.
get my club box, and it is chock full of yumminess. If you can get in the club, you should get in the club. Because Carrie, Tiger Lily Mama, Tiger Lily's mother makes you a scissor fob. There's always goodies in there. It's not just a keeper. You get a Hallapalooza in a box. And it's so good. So anyway, with that being said, please like and subscribe. And the sooner we hit that, the sooner we're going to have our big old giant giveaway. So anyway, but thank you to everyone who hit and like and subscribe for us. So we're really thankful for that.
Yep.
But anyway, so now we're going to go to whips.
Whips.
Whip it out. Whip that stuff out, Liz.
I know. Oh boy. Here we go. Round 2.
And
all
they're
right.
so stinking pretty. Wait till you see what this lady's been doing.
Okay.
Show them that pretty bag.
I know. So this was one of my project bags from, let me fix her little tag there. There you go. One of my project bags from Rika, my friend Rika. I was in her project bag thing she did a couple years ago, like 2 years ago. It was right after she moved to Germany and all the craziness hit, and so it was very difficult for her to get some of the stuff that she needed when they PCS'd over there. So hopefully, I haven't actually talked to her in a little bit, but hopefully they're going to be moving back to the States here soon. So anyways, love the gray and yellow in this one so much.
That yellow, I love gray and yellow and blue.
Rika has
It's
a
so
great
pretty.
eye for putting things together.
You could see a bee skep with that stuff.
Heck
That's
yes.
so pretty.
Okay, all this random floss here. Okay, first one. was my Lady Quaker. I showed this on Friday. I am stitching this. Shellie had started with the gentleman, so I decided to start with the lady.
Keep it interesting for the people.
I know, right? So this is on 46 Fawn by Lakeside.
So
Linen.
stinking pretty. I want you to look at those tiny stitches. Are those gorgeous?
So I did my own color conversion for this. Sorry, the little hoop thing's on there. I probably should have ironed this, but love this color. It's a beautiful color. And I, after my shameful of having to hold up how my flosses, my silks were at keepsakes, it was a shameful moment. My little Rika had gifted me this floss tag at StitchCon last year too. So look at that. Beautiful blue toile. Oh, love it. So I did my own thread conversion to my silks. This is a Silken Color Slug Bug. This is a Belle Soie, Sister Scarlet, and this is a Gloriana Green Apple.
Slug bug.
So
Slug
yes,
bug.
I love that. I thought it was a great, it's actually a beautiful color with browns
It
and
is
blacks
beautiful.
in it. So that'll be my girl one. And then instead of the blue, which I love blue. Yep.
It's our color.
I love blue. We
But
both
I love that
blue.
you're doing this. It's so neat.
But I just thought that that green and that, actually it's kind of hard to see, but that green and that brown look so good together. And I'm going to have them hanging on the wall together. And so I thought I just like the pink with the green.
I think it's pretty.
So that was my lady. And it's actually really not that big. So like the chart itself. So, and I had told Shellie, because I think Shellie is doing the alphabet. I'm probably not going to do the alphabet on the bottom. So I probably will put our initials, my husband and I's initials, in there when I do it. So anyways.
So pretty.
Last one, almost had this done. I could have easily finished this last night had I had the energy to do so, but I did not. I just decided that going to bed sounded better, so I went upstairs to bed, but I was so close. Still in my hoop. I just need to finish the tomato, and then I just need to finish the little needle with the thread going down to the heart. So this is Luminous Fiber Arch Threadgatherer.
So pretty.
Love this one so much. And, oh, and I need to just put on the buttons, but I have the buttons that go right over here. So this is on 46 count 90s Nirvana by Needle and Flax. Rachel. Hi, friend. Love this. And at first when 90s Nirvana first came out, I wasn't sure about it. I had Thornfield and I love Dirty Teacup.
Oh, Dirty Teacup. I love that.
So this is kind of definitely more of like on the Dirty Teacup kind of side.
But I think it's beautiful.
I fell in love with this
no
one.
Wrong.
No.
Rachel could never do anything wrong. Her linen is gorgeous.
And this dye lot in particular, Rachel, this 90s Nirvana, stunning, gorgeous. So 46 count 90s Nirvana on that one. And next one is my sampler that I showed on Friday. Which way? There we go. It's the My Little Sampler by our friend Sylvia. I'm doing this for my granddaughter Avery as her birth sampler. So
pretty.
Sylvia gives you the alphabets in there so you can personalize it and the numbers. So I'll put her initials and her year she was born. And I'm doing this on 46 count Baked Clay by Fox and Rabbit. There you go. I try to get all the different colors in there so that you could see them. It goes to, it's kind of hard to see in here, so I'm sorry about that. It goes to like right here and starts right here. So it's very tiny. It's not going to be very big at all.
So pretty.
I am using the silks. I need to do something with these. But these are my Gloriana silks. Sylvia has a thread pack.
I said in the first video, the funny thing is her granddaughter, her grandma name is Birdie. Don't you let that Avery has a birdie?
Yes.
And I said she's stitching Avery's birth. Birdie is stitching Avery's birth sampler, and here's her bird's nest
with my little nest of silk floss. But I thought it was great that Sylvia did that. You need very little of this, and so she has the thread pack, so you don't have to go buy all those skeins of Gloriana silk. It's all Gloriana. So I am using her silks in that for that sampler. Next up,
I'm so excited. I just love this, and I am so starting this.
Yes. So my needfuls that you've seen me work on, my first Ada project. I finally have made it down into this last little blue section. This is another one. I just need another night or another day and this will be done. So
I love it. And we're Ohio girls.
Here I am down into the blue now. So I've just got another like 2 rows of these diamonds and a little half thing of that and I'm done. So this is on 18 count Milk and Honey by Fiber on a Whim. And I'm absolutely loving it. Wasn't sure about the Ada, but now I'm kind of sold. I do like it. Depending on what I'm stitching and what the purpose is for, which is why I started stitching it my next thing on this as well. It's easy. It's easy. And I told Shellie, like,
cars, planes.
My plane stitch, I was thinking to myself,
talking at a retreat.
What am I going to take with me on my trip? Yes. What am I going to take with me on my trip next week? And I was like, let's be reasonable, Liz. Like, am I really going to be having the right setup to be stitching 46 on the airplane?
Yeah, where's your light, Liz?
I mean, I could take Nicola does it. I mean, she does.
Jean Lee does.
Jean Lee does. Yes.
Out with her halo go light on an airplane.
So I do have a halo go light, so I could take that. But I mean, if I don't have to pull all that out, I don't want to. I'd rather just sit there and stitch.
Right.
So I'll just show a quick burp. So Carrie Tiger Lily Designs.
Thanks, Carrie. It's cute.
Gifted us a free chart of Sunbonnet Sue. She calls it Sue Bonnet.
Sue Bonnet. She calls it a Sue Bonnet spring.
Yeah, but it's like the Sunbonnet Sue.
Sue.
Yeah, like the quilt. It was.
Yeah, the quilts.
Yeah. Was it an actual pattern? Like, was it a patented, well, I mean, I see the quilts of it, but I didn't know if that was just
it's a real pattern. As a matter of fact, I actually have one that was gifted to me. One of the ladies that used to sew in the sewing ministry for me, she had hand cut her templates, I don't know, in the 50s, and she gave them to me. I love it. Love it.
Yeah, so adorable little chart. I love this. Now I'm doing my own conversion with my own colors.
But it looks so good on that.
But I've just flipped it over and I've got my little bonnet. I got the bonnet done, so I've got to move on down into her little body. And I did this because Shellie had gotten some panels from Lori Holt to make, I guess they are project bag panels, right?
Listen, Lori Holt has several lines of project bag panels and the zippers that match. I bought 2 of every one so that I could make me and Liz all those project bags easy. And trust me, we got something to go in every one of them.
Yes, yes, we do. So I thought, these are Lori Holt colors for sure. And I'm going to put it on one of those bags or I'm going to mount it onto something, a little box, a little basket, but it's going to be on something and not like.
Do you know what would be really, really, really cute?
What?
Is I've got these little wooden tags that look like a gift tag, but it's a little bit bigger. And we could mount it on that and you could hang it off your project bag. Just saying.
Yeah, so this is like, oh, that's a good idea. So this, I wanted it on something a little bit more durable because I knew it was going to be like used onto something and like exposed to stuff.
I think that Ada is more of a durable fabric for something that's going to be on an item for wear, like Davy's checkerboard or hanging off or the front of a project, not a project bag, but a tote bag or something like that.
Yeah. Laura was just calling me. Laura, we're doing a Flosstube.
Yeah, Laura, we'll be right with you in about 2 hours.
She knew we were filming today. She probably thought we were done by now.
Well, we were done.
We were done.
The first 2-hour video.
Yeah, so there's that one. And my last one. Oh, that was Sunbonnet and Sue stuff. My last one.
This is so stinking pretty.
I had gone upstairs to find something and I came across this whip and I was just like, you know what? I just want to stitch some beehives because I feel like it and I love stitching them, any and all beehives. So this was my babushka bees.
Babushka's bees.
And so I said, yes. So I said, we have to do a little fattening up because she's very busty. And then she has this teeny tiny little 1-stitch arm just hanging off of her.
People.
It's a dangler. It's a dangler off her bust. And it just, I love you, Paulette. It has nothing to do with you, but we just need to bulk up the arm a little bit so it's more proportioned with the rest of her body. So we're going to add a little heft to that arm there. So I'm on the last beehive here now. This is my last beehive, and then I move over to Babushka. This is on 40 count baked clay.
It's so pretty.
By Fox and Rabbit.
I love this.
And that's what I've gotten done so far. I love this. So this is my last beehive right here, and then Babushka. It's not going to be very big. But I just love the intricate different designs of each of those beehives. They're so cool. It's like so cool. And I just pulled whatever floss I had for this.
They're so neat.
I know a few of the colors. I know for sure the beehives are all stitched in either whiskey or whiskey, or it'll come to me.
Is it under the pattern?
No, I know where it is.
There.
No, it's not. It's in my keepsake bag right here, so I can tell you that because I bought another skate of it. A bee's knees, Weeks bee's knees. That's what it was. Bee's knees. Those are the two colors that I use in all of the beehives. So I just switched back and forth between the two of them as I was stitching them. Bee's knees is a little brighter, whiskey's a little darker. So anyways, that was one I just hadn't stitched on in a while, and I stitched me up a few little hives. I finished that and did those and started that. So
it's so pretty.
Yeah. It's a fun stitch, you guys. It's a really fun stitch, especially if you're a lover of beehives. Yeah. So, all right, that's it for me. That's all for my whips.
Hand me one of your silks.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Yeah. We had talked about this in the other video. And
well, here's a whole thing of them.
When she pulled out her silks, I was like, hand me your silks. I want to talk for a minute. One of you, our viewers, had sent a message and wanted to know, why silks? Why not just DMC? And then also, another viewer messaged and said, could we give some tips? You know, she had never stitched with silks and was a little nervous. Never be nervous. It's just thread.
Yes.
Okay. That's first off. Second off, let's answer the first question. The first question, why silk? Why not DMC? Or, okay. Just being honest with you, it's just a luxury thing. They're very luxurious. They're soft. When you pull them through linen or Aida, it's like butter. They don't tangle very much. They may fray if you've cut it way too long. But silks are, if you're a knitter, you'll get this. There's merino wool, which is softer than you could ever imagine. And then there's, maybe some really inexpensive, not really good acrylic. It's personal choice.
Yep,
it's just personal.
It really is. That really is what it comes down to.
And when it comes to color, these overdyers in DMC, the colors are absolutely beautiful, but the silks are just as beautiful. And it's a personal choice. So it's nothing special. I mean, whatever you do, you. And I stitch with everything. I stitch with DMC, Sulky. One of my very favorite cottons, actually, my favorite cotton thread is Cosmo. And Cosmo White, if I'm stitching straight white, I stitch Cosmo White. For me, it's a thing. So it just depends on what you want to do. But I mean, I'm sitting here petting this silk because it is so soft. And in the way it acclimates through. But the big difference is you are going to, a DMC is anywhere from 69 cents to $1.20. A silk can cost you anywhere from $3 to $10 a skein. It just depends on the maker. And so, budget, it may not be friendly. Yeah. But on the other hand, it might be, it's my birthday. I'm stitching that thing in silk. It's just a personal preference. Now, as far as the question, could we give any tips, that you're nervous? Don't be nervous. It's just thread. First of all, it's not going to be... The only tips that I can give that I did give to the viewer is when they're kind of slick. So don't pull too hard because if like on your anchoring stitch, you might pull it through.
Your needle pulls out a little easier too.
Your needle, and if you pull, it's just going to slide right up and off. So, be judicious when you're taking that stitch. Another thing that I would honestly say, I always have my hands busy and all kind of things. And some things are not so good for my hands. Like I have dishwasher, but I love to wash dishes. And so my hands are a wreck all the time because I have my hands in so much water, or I'm working in the barnyard or something. So if you have any burrs on your nails and you know that, give them a little file, because the silk will just, it's magnet. Or if your skin's a little rough, like see my knuckles are a little rough right now. If I was going to sit down and stitch, I would lotion my hands really good. And then I would rub my palms off on the towel, you know, because I don't want to get my linen. But I would wait till my hands dried. And then that way, if your hands are a little rough, they don't catch on the silk. But other than that, it is just magical and butter-like. Just, if you want to try it, try it. It's, you know, it doesn't take a degree to stitch with silk.
No,
so
it doesn't.
And if you don't ever stitch with silk and don't ever want to, well, I'm so happy. You do you. Everybody do you. I want you to stitch with whatever makes you happy, because it's your stitching. It's not somebody else's. You don't have to stitch like anybody else. Stitch what makes you happy.
Yes. And if you're going to start out with something small, like our lady and gentleman ones. There's just 2 silk colors in well, they're DMC, but we changed them, or maybe they're overdyes. But we changed them to silk, but that's an easy project. Start with a project that only has a couple silks.
So it's monochromatic, or one color.
You know, so that it's less of an investment on your part to see if it's something that you really want to do. The cheaper silks, the Overa Soirs and the NPIs, are solid colors like DMC. They're not overdyed. And then your overdyed silks range anywhere from $6 to $10, depending on the different ones you do. But some of those overdyed silks, man, there are some beautiful colors. Beautiful colors. But there's beautiful overdyed cottons too. Yeah. So it really
and we stitch with everything.
We do stitch with everything, yes.
Yeah.
So it's really just personal preference and what you want. But if you're going to start out with silk, start on something small. That just a small investment that you need just a few, and just decide from there if it's what you like or you enjoy. And you know,
I think the first time I ever stitched with silks, I mean, this has been eons and eons ago. I was like, yeah, I don't know what the big deal is. And then but that was way long ago. But then when you really are in the groove of stitching, and then you've kitted something up with all silk, you're like, yeah, there's a difference. But you know what? It's all relative. You'll see in our patterns that
we stitch more with cotton than we do with silks.
Right.
But we do have silks, and it's really just you deciding, do I really love this piece, and do I want to make the investment in the silks? And I just go piece by piece, and I know Shellie does too, but they are nice.
And DMC, it's a wonderful cotton.
Yep.
Just, I mean, do you. So, but that's...
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's it for my silks.
For your whips.
My whips and my silks. I know there's quite a few actually that are done on silks here, but not normally. But anyways...
Okay, I got Carrie Keeper. This was the January club. This was from her Keeper Club. And the first thing of my whips is my Gentleman Quaker by Jardin Privé. And I am stitching this on 36 count Milk and Honey Fiber on a Whim.
We love the Milk and Honey.
And last time all I had was this little motif, and then the bigger motif I've added the little motif, the bird, the ABC, and the top of the gentleman's head. And yes, that is his smile.
I know. I said the first video, I'm like, what is that? Is that his mouth? It kind of threw me off when I looked at the chart. I was like, I didn't know if that was like from his coat, you know, where they clasp up, or if that was like his mouth. I wasn't sure.
Now, I had said last time that where that ABC is, that I was going to put my husband's initials. And then I was stitching the other day, and if you notice, the alphabet down here is DEF and goes through the alphabet. I was like, I can't put his initials there. I have to put the ABC if I'm going to do the alphabet, because it'll be missing ABC. So I am going to find a place in one of the open fields between the motifs.
I love that blue bird. Show that pretty blue bird. I love it so much. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Thank you. But I am going to put Mr. Fry's initials in it, because this is him, like I said, my little gentleman and his dog. So we got that going. And so then... let's see, where am I going to go next? Okay. Gamma's treasure bag. Love my Gamma bags. And inside of this one is my
Oh, yes.
Let Love Abide by La Di Da.
I need to work on this.
And I am doing mine on 32 count XG Designs Light Hazelnut. And it's going to be a big girl, and I'm really happy.
Love this so much.
So
look at that.
I got all the words done. I put in the 2 birds here. There's some more birds that go on this side. And then I wanted to go ahead and try to chunk into that tree. So this is one step over from the tree trunk. So I picked, well, the way I chose how to address this tree was see this motif right here. I could get to this leaf very quickly without having to count 20 stitches.
Oh my gosh.
And then just get into the tree. So from here on out, it will be tree until I get the tree done. Then I'll come up and put the birds, and then I'll begin on the little...
That's called for, right?
Everything's called for except for the fabric.
I just have in our home. That's all I have done so far. Not very far into it, but I love the colors on that linen. It is beautiful.
I love it. Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
And then I was digging in my boxes the other day looking for something, and here I had started Feast of Friendship by Blackbird Designs. It was back when everybody was stitching on it, and look at all those pretty colors. Oh, I love those Blackbird colors. But all I had done was I found...
This is an unusual one, though.
Yeah, that's a DMC. That's 734. Yeah. But I'll show you, when I had started it, all I had done was this little corner leaf. And so I did dangle my thread because I need to go back to where I was. But I just wanted to start putting in the border. I just been framing it. And but I saw it and I thought, why did I put that back in the hold me back box? So I pulled it out because...
It's gorgeous.
I
gotta watch those borders with Blackbird.
Yes, because they're not always calculated. And this fabric that I'm stitching this on is... it's a 40 count, but I don't know what it is. I told Liz earlier when we did this before, I am totally clueless as to what it is, but I was like, I don't even know what count that is. So I counted threads, and this one's 40 count something, mystery linen, but it's pretty and I love it. And anything Blackbird is my friend. And then, oh yeah, here, you know what? I'll just show this so I can get rid of it. This is my book of days.
It's starting to slide.
Yeah, so I decided we had a couple 70 degree days, and I started seeing bees and little animals coming out, and it got me all excited for spring. So I put flowers and little spring animals in there.
Spring's gone back into hibernation.
Yeah, because it's done cold outside and snowing. Not sticking snow, it's just teasing us.
Blowing snow.
It's blowing snow. My next one is the April Quaker from the Heart Needle Arts, Wendy Petros, and it's the April Quaker. And I started this and I stopped this. This would have been a quickie to start and finish. I had showed you all. This is on 32 count cream, and I mean I whipped that out in one evening, and it would be nothing. But I was sitting there stitching, and I thought, oh my goodness, I didn't even think about it. I didn't measure our perpetual calendar box that I bought for me and Liz. And so I messaged Sarah W. and I was like, hey, what'd you stitch yours on? She said, I stitched mine on 18 count Y. And I said, I'm stitching this on 32 count. I don't know if it'll fit in the hole. But I've been really busy on a secret project. So I put this in timeout for you know what, after this week, I will be able to, I may be back on this by the weekend and get it finished. It just depends on if it'll fit. I should have,
the box.
I should have measured it, but it may be a little tight, Sarah said, but it might work. But I don't know. So I put it in timeout for just a second because, I don't want to go through all that stitching and it not fit. So if not, I'll make a pillow out of what I already have.
Yep.
So a while back, Lisa Kindred Stitcher had got me all hepped up about Joyce Evermore, Hers was so beautiful.
It was gorgeous.
And this is part of my Brenda Gervais tried and true triple threat, I call it. And I worked a little on the border and got a little of the upper border in. And this is on 37 count corn tassel by Legacy. I had to count this linen too. I knew it was Legacy because the gold and the selvage. They always have the gold and the selvage. But I was like, I thought it was Jersey Cream 45 count. I was like, I don't know. I think it may be a little too yellow, too creamy, tanny, because Jersey Cream. But anyway, so I thought, you know how I can tell? Because Legacy Linens has groupings by their, like the 37 count, the 45 count, etc. And so lo and behold, I thought it was not Jersey Cream. Jersey Cream is in my the Rose and the Giant Peach. Oh. This is corn tassel. I had some Russian tea cake 37 count, but Russian tea cake and corn tassel all fall in the 37 count family for Legacy. And I was like, okay, nope. So it's 37 count corn tassel, and it's the called for flosses. So I'm pretty predictable. I don't change too much.
I know. Because I learned this too a while back. It was Susan who I think told me, but yeah, I didn't know. Legacy's the only one that I know that like their colors only coordinate, like the names of their linen coordinate with the count.
The count.
So like Russian tea cake, you're not going to find in a 35 count.
No.
Or like, so their name.
Only in specific counts. That numerical
which
number,
is different than other dyers where you can get all counts in that color.
Right.
Do you know what I?
Yeah. So like a neutral in the 45 count is Jersey Cream.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So that's why I thought that's what that was, but it was a little golden for that. But anyway, so in this,
that's still my favorite bag. I love that one.
Yep, that's my Gamma Treasures. Strawberry Thief. William Morris fabric. I absolutely love that. I actually have a bunch of it upstairs in case I ever want to sew something with it.
So pretty.
And I bought a needlepoint kit, funny enough. I bought a needlepoint kit with all of the wools, and they're so soft. And it's Strawberry Thief.
Oh, really?
Yes. And I want to stitch that needlepoint pillow and then make it a throw pillow and like stick it in rocking chair or something.
Yes.
So this is my Bluebird of Happiness, the JBW exclusive at Keepsakes. That was their the retreat piece for Keepsakes. A lot of you heard me say that I had my ghost border, and I fixed it.
She did. It looks so good.
As a matter of fact, we did. We need to put this behind there.
Yeah, before you can see the blue.
Oh, now look at that beautiful border. And it's
gorgeous.
It's Belle Soie, and it's called Attic Tea. And I said this last time, I'm going to say it again. All I could think of is me and Liz, like 7 years old, with our stitching in a pot of tea in the attic. Attic tea.
Yes.
And I'm sure it's because of tea leaves, but I thought, isn't it funny how words evoke such fun things in your mind?
They do.
And so I absolutely love it. It fits right up my alley.
It's beautiful.
I think it's one of my favorite leaf or vining greens. And I had never used attic leaves, and I like it. I like it a lot.
I think it's gorgeous. Beautiful, beautiful. And real quick, I was going to say, because I said before, but I'll say it again. My friend Mary Ellen, which is Melon X Stitches on Instagram.
Yes. Beautiful job.
Mary Ellen and I met a couple years ago at Stitch Away, and so she lives in Texas, and love her. She's hilarious. She's a librarian. She cracks me up, but we've had lots of good talks because my brother lives down in Fort Worth too. But anyways, she had just finished her Bluebird of Happiness and posted it, and it's beautiful, Fred.
Yes,
beautiful.
Did a great job.
Yeah, she did really good, and hers is done, and mine is barely started.
Well, I think
I did my pin keep. I did do the pin keep. But
I think I would have been a lot farther. But I mean, when you can't see a border, there's no way I'm putting that energy into that. And I had to find the right thing. So, but this is on the Freeze by Atomic Ranch 40 count.
It's so pretty. I love that the green makes the blues and pinks pop a lot better. The darker green does.
I mean, whispery border, that'd have been cute, but I'm not stitching and not see it. And
amen to that.
This is my Blackbird bag for right now. And we had talked about this on a different, on one of our floss tubes, and Liz had talked about Salute to Abigail, and I said, oh, I have that started, and I did. I had almost the whole side done, and I pulled it out to stitch on it, and I hated the fabric, and I said, I'm willing to abandon it. So Rachel from Needle and Flax can do no wrong. She is amazing.
Yes.
So I just got myself a fat half, a Steinbeck 36 count, and I stitched all over again.
Oh, look at that. So beautiful.
Such a pretty border. Such a pretty border. And again, this is what the pattern looks like. And it only calls for 4 threads. And I am using Belsois silks. And Jan Reeder, our friend who works at Keepsakes. Oh, it's in the front. This is a double zipper bag. I forgot. I got it in the Notions bag. I am using Belsois silks, and Jan came up and she said, let me just show you how Susan taught me. And she picked out my silks for me to match. And so I've got icing, Mare Blue.
Mare Blue is one of my favorites.
It's so pretty. And turquoise and a poison apple is what I'm using. And it looks beautiful on Rachel Steinbeck. So beautiful. And that's 36 count.
I do not have Steinbeck, Rachel, and we need to remedy this. I don't know. I have all linen. I'm like, how do I not have Steinbeck? I don't know. I just don't.
Well, while I'm in this bag, even though I did not work on this, I had told Liz, she says this, and I'm like, I've got both of those.
Yes.
They were both in my bag. But we had talked about another project in this book. I mean, don't you always America. I want to just stitch everything Blackbird, but look at that green, that sagey green in the windows and the doors and the roof. I just love it. But I had that in the same bag, and I didn't work on it, but I am going to show it because we talked about it, and it's on 16 count. Picture This Plus Regency, and I had both of those sitting in a bag together.
It's a beautiful little, it's a good, perfect little size
It's a
sampler.
little size sampler.
Yes.
It's not big at all. That's the whole thing.
I know, it's small.
Yeah. But so, like, when I'm working on a book and I have multiple projects going, I just house it all together in one project bag. So, yeah. Isn't she pretty?
Beautiful.
Isn't she pretty?
Good job on the silks.
Yeah. Jan, you did a great job. It was fun. And I just love Jan. She's so sweet.
I love Jan so much.
I could sit and talk to her all day long.
She's amazing.
She is. And then my last but not least is another one of my Game of Treasures bag. Is my wonderful Most Beloved by Sylvia, Running with Needles and Scissors.
Beautiful beloved.
Yeah. And so I am doing this with the Victoria Clayton silk conversion. One disclaimer, we talked about it in our last video when Sylvia was in there, but there is one of the reds, which it's listed as DMC 317. That's not red, it's a gray. And nobody knows how this happened, but it was a blip on her chart and she just felt terrible. But the real color is 3831. So where your raspberry dark is, it is not 317. Do not buy 317. It's nowhere on the chart. It's 3831. And so I picked, I actually picked a perfect silk since I didn't want to wait. So I ran upstairs and I got strawberry parfait. Or no, strawberry shortcake.
Yep.
Belsois. And it was the perfect color to exchange for 3831.
Beautiful.
And,
beautiful.
I woke up yesterday at 4:43 in the morning. Postmenopausal brain. You know, it was like, blah, blah, blah. I mean, my conversation was have a conversation with its friend. And it was like, I'm getting up. So I sat for 3 hours and stitched. And, you know, that's a whole lot of stitching and color changing, but it is gorgeous. And this is on 36 count Needle and Flax Steinbeck. Again, because it is a perfect color. But so I got that. And those are all my whips that I worked on in the last 2 weeks.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So, You got any FFOs?
I do.
Yeah.
Not going to forget them this time. Oh, excuse me. I remembered my FOs and I forgot my FFOs last time, but not this time. Okay, so.
That was real easy to rectify. Just redo a whole 2-hour video.
Right? Oh, isn't that the truth? Yeah, so, no, wrong one. That goes with that. This goes with this. Okay, so I finished my spring doxology pillow that I was stitching with Shellie. And Sarah Wren was doing this.
Yeah, Sarah Wren's doing it. There's multiple people.
Yeah, there are. So I omitted the bunnies and just did extra flowers there. I just felt like stitching the flowers, so I did. This is on 46 count Affogato by Fiber on a Whim. Such a cute little pillow. And I had bought this fabric probably 2 years ago when it came out. Oh my gosh, Carol Saltbox. Holy cow, you're right. The nose itches when you do these videos. I don't even know why.
And I have a hair that just keeps and hitting me in the eye.
So, because I'm not a quilter. And I don't sew, but
Who doesn't need beautiful fabric in their life? She's learning to sew, friends. Today, when we're done with this second video, she's learning to sew in my sewing.
We have some projects.
Pray for her.
Yeah, we have some projects we need to work on. I brought them over so Shellie could show me. So I had bought this fabric, or like a layer cake of this fabric. It is the Jane Austen line. It came out about 2 years ago, and I love it. I mean, I absolutely loved it. And so I bought it.
It's beautiful.
Figuring one day I would learn how to sew and use it on something.
Today's that day, people.
Yeah, so it goes perfect with this little pillow. So I was excited about that. And then I had bought these. Now, I bought this for a specific project I have in mind. But before I do that project, I was like, well, I need to at least test it out and stitch my initial and just see. So I stitched up the L real quick. And
wait till you see what's going to go with that.
So this is on 46 count. We had decided it's either straw or cocoa. I don't know which one. It kind of looks a little dark for straw, but it may be straw. If not, though, it's cocoa.
Cocoa sometimes looks just like straw.
I know.
But just a little deeper.
It's definitely not mocha. I know that because mocha's way darker.
And it's more brown.
It is more brown. Because I have all three of the colors. So it's either cocoa or it's straw.
So beautiful.
But
I love those colors, but wait till you see
again, I bought a bunch of this fabric as if I actually sew it or quilt it. I don't.
She's gonna learn.
But this went perfect with this. So this is part of the new Threads That Bind Blackbird design. And so that's going to go on my macaroon.
Yes. Today we're sewing it into a macaroon like what you see on Scattered Seed Sampler. Oh, so
no,
pretty.
like yours, because everybody loved your macaroon with the most perfect bow in the entire world that everyone commented on, and I told you they would because that bow's perfection.
But I learned how to make that macaroon shape off from Scattered Seed Sampler because I have one of her patterns is done that way. And it's so pretty.
I can't even sew a straight line, let alone a circle. How do you, I mean, I don't even, we'll figure that.
I'll show you how.
I'll report back to you on the next video on how this goes.
And I was telling her, when I fill pillows, I always use cotton batting, not polyester, but cotton batting. And lizard litter. But today I set aside some of my wool from my sheep, and we're gonna stuff her pillows with lizard litter and my sheep's
I'm excited about this.
Isn't that cool?
I am really excited about this. Okay, so my two fully finishes are not fully finished by me, but that's okay. Not all of us are finishers. Are amazing and incredibly talented and kind friend Jan.
So talented.
Jan Calvert finished the stitch on Instagram. She's one of Keepsake's finishers. Finished these two little pillows for me. So the first one was it looks kind of greenish yellow there, but was my Hen and Chicks by Brenda Gervais. And she did the little rick-rack because I'm typically not a pom-pom girl. She knows that. And that beautiful kind of Civil War fabric on the back. Jan loves Civil War fabric just like I do. So, she did.
I know where she got that fabric. I literally have that fabric upstairs. I know where she got that fabric.
She has she has the
lizard litter
and the
filling.
because she finishes hers just like Shellie does. So
I feel like it gives them the perfect amount of heft.
It does have a little heft to it.
But it gives it body, and it still feels like a pillow.
Yep. So I finished this a couple videos ago. You guys saw that. So Jan just finished it for me in a pillow, and then I actually stitched this.
Wait till you see this.
I stitched this back in like 2021, so like 2 years ago, and I've had it forever. But I also don't typically like the cording stuff, and so Jan did a braided thing for me instead of like the regular cording. So this was just a little pillow I did from Luminous Fiber Arts with my husband and I's anniversary on it, January 11th. These cute little lovebirds, and she finished it in just to a little hanging pillow.
But show them the buttons, where the buttons are. They're in the cleavage of the heart, but they're at the top of the braid too.
No. Oh yeah. Yep. There's one up there at the top. See? And just a little braided cording along the side there.
So pretty.
Everything. Jan like Shellie and Susan, like everything is, I never have to worry. Everything is always done to perfection. Always. They all, Jan and Shellie like just have the tiniest little detail, the tiniest little details they pay attention to. And so I have my little anniversary little hanger that she did for my husband and I. So those are my 2 fully finished.
So beautiful.
Okay, that's it.
Okay, well, and I have a little stack over here.
She does.
I'm going to show you first. I'll show you this. I have a finish.
Oh, she put me to shame. I thought I was ahead, and then she cranked this right out and finished before me.
Our Mender and Maker. We were doing Mender and Maker together by Brenda Gervais. And
this will be done by next video.
This is 36 count Autumn Leaves by R&R and all the called for colors. Yep. And that baby girl is done. And she's going to the framer tomorrow.
Beautiful.
So, I don't want to hear that I didn't hold it too long.
Beautiful.
So I love it. It's so pretty, and it's going in the living room. I don't care if it talks about making. It's going in the living room because I love it.
So gorgeous.
I want all of them to be in the living room around the couch so I can just look at them all day. This next finishes they're quilts. They're not stitching. My daughter-in-law, her older sister, Jessie, is getting ready to have a baby, and she has a child that's in high school. He's been an only child all this time, and she's getting ready to have a baby. And so Brittany and Jessie's mom died when Brittany was 16. And so I had this idea that I would make 2 quilts for the new baby. So one would be for me, but I made one for their mama who's not here. And so I thought Miss Mary would love the fact that she got to be part of a quilt for the new grandbaby. And so,
beautiful friend.
So anyway, I made 2 quilts for the new little boy coming.
I love this pinwheel one.
This one is a pinwheel.
So pretty.
And it's just creams and blues, and then a little blue on the back, and then some polka dot because it's fun. And so that's one.
Beautiful.
And this one was a charm pack of different blues, and I thought so fun and fresh and crisp.
Yes.
And then I love the little dragonfly. Oh, that's upside down. No, I guess it's relative how you look at it. And just a blue border, and just, some real quick long arm quilting on it. Just some swirly swoopy whoopies. And these are for my daughter-in-law's sister and her new baby.
Yay.
So those are 2 finishes.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Here we go.
If you saw on Instagram, my framing came back in.
Yes.
So I'm excited. This piece is Little House Needleworks Honeybee Sampler. And I did that on a 16 count fiber on a 16 count picture this plus, but I don't remember what it is. And I used all the call for colors. And I love the frames. Turned out great. This one, the sentiment on it was a Lizzie Kate. It says, mothers hold their children's hand for a while and their hearts forever. And I turned it into a mother's sampler for my mother. My mother's initial are M and H. And then these initials are me and my two brothers. And then I put little crowns between them because aren't we the jewels in her crown?
Yep.
So I took that Lizzie Kate and ripped it apart. I took the flowers off of it and turned it into my own thing. And
that's totally something I would do.
So this is for my mother. She went and she wanted it matted and she picked out her frame. I was so thrilled to let her get what she wanted. And so she's been patiently waiting because the framing came back and I was like, I'm so sorry, you can't have it because I haven't done a video. So
that was a fun day for you guys, huh?
That was, it was.
Yeah.
And then this is...
Oh, this frame is gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous.
Yeah, isn't that beautiful? Mm-hmm. It's like a pecan color. And this is doubloon, so it goes so well with that.
So
Picture this
pretty.
plus doubloon. And this is Tiny Treetops Rose in Time. And I had talked many a times about how I have bought butterflies for my daughter because of that Martina McBride song since she was born. And I saw this and I thought, I cannot let that be what it is. I have to turn this into a heritage sampler. And this will go to my daughter because this has all the women in the family all the way back to my great-great-great-grandmother. This is my mother, my grandmother, my great-grandmother, my great-great-grandmother, my aunt, my great-great-great-grandmother, my granddaughter. This is me, and this is my daughter. And so this, although it's at my house, one day when I'm not here, this belongs to my daughter. Yep. And so I love this piece, and the frame is exquisite.
It
just
is
beautiful.
It just makes it.
It does. And I am so happy with the color of the frame and the color of the Ada together. Because I did that, and I told this before, I did it on a 14 count Ada, and I never really have ever really liked it 14 count. But I had it in my stash, and it called for doubloon. And I ripped through everything I owned, and I went, you know what? I'm stitching it on that because I have it. And I am thrilled as punch with it. This is Redbird Sampler by Brenda Gervais. And I love this frame. If you look, it's got little red hints in it. So it
Beautiful.
Goes perfect with it. And I want to thank one of our sweet friends on Instagram. Yeah. Holy cow. This, I dropped it off at the framer. And I posted the pictures. And the very next morning, I got a message on Instagram that my grass from the side of this archway over, I didn't finish the bottom line. And I also had left out the leaf in the bird's mouth. And oh my gosh, I called down there and I was like, oh my gosh, that red one with all the birds, you didn't start stretching it and pinning it and lacing it, did you? They said, no, why? And I said, I posted it on Instagram and a wonderful person sent me a message and said, you're not done stitching. I've got to come down and get that piece. So I ran down, I got it. I finished stitching it and ran it back the next day, and no worse the wear, and she's a beauty. So, and the person who messaged me on Instagram said, I hope that it doesn't offend you. Oh, are you kidding me? You were my safety net, girl. I would have died if I would have got back my stitching framed in that frame and it wasn't done. Yeah. So thank you. Always help a friend out.
Yep.
I had the same molding done for this one, and this is Little Deeds by the Scarlet House, Tanya Brockmeyer. And again, it has those little hints of red in it, and I think it just looks beautiful.
Gorgeous.
And I talked about when we recorded before, I always use a custom framer, and I think they're great. I'm not saying a word about it. But my husband has all the artwork for our businesses done at Hobby Lobby. So for Christmas, he gave me a $300 gift card to Hobby Lobby because he thought it would be just wonderful for my framing. I'm like, you just don't understand. There's lacing and pinning and stretching, and he's like, okay, baby, I'm sorry. Well, then go have fun shopping, and so, but then I had a little heads up, I'm not even going to tell who told me, but they said there's the manager at the local Hobby Lobby right by me, the
local by her, yes.
Yeah, that gentleman, she actually worked at a custom framer, but she was trained over there. And she said, that guy's been pinning and framing and stretching for 17 years. And I went, oh, I've got that $300 gift card. The last thing I had framed was about the size of the tiny treetops. And it cost me about $400 to $450. All 5
at the custom framer.
At the custom framer. But all 5 of those, let me tell you what I did. I've got spacers. I've got museum glass. They're all sealed. They've got the nubs on the back, all the hangers attached and everything. 5 pieces after tax was $630. I'm sold. Ching. Add to cart. So
yes.
And I think that the framing, they look good, don't you think?
They look very good.
They look good. And so don't be afraid. And if you I'm all about listen, hundreds and thousands of hours go into our stitching. I want mine handled with care, and I'll pay for it. But boy, was that a heads up and a half. And so and I know several people who use them in different states, but it'd behoove you to just stop in and say, so can I ask, do you do a lot of stitching? Do you lace and pin? Do you have any examples? The day that my mom and I went down there, they actually were lacing a piece at the time, and they went and got it off the table and brought it to me. And I mean, I wasn't trying to be a nasty Nelly, but I didn't say anything negative. I was just like, oh yes, I do want to see it. So they brought it out and I looked at it and it was nice and square and it looked beautiful. And I was like, and my mom said, thank you so much for doing that, because she's probably having a heaney over there. So my experience was fantastic. And I feel like, you know what?
You just need to ask. Yeah. And I realize not all of, the bigger box stores necessarily have experience with stitching that. And thankfully this one does, but Shelley's right. You just need to ask. You just need to ask, how much have they done? Are they familiar with how you need to lace and pin, cross stitch? And because it is different than framing a picture. So it can't hurt to just ask some questions and see.
And I had such a good experience. I was shocked because like I said, the husband bought me that. He just thought with all of his framing, it was just a great deal. I think he was there having something framed for one of the offices, and he thought, oh, what a wonderful gift for my wife. But then I learned the little bit of information. I was like, maybe that was a better Christmas gift. That it's always a good Christmas gift, but always. So I really was pleased as punch. So anyway, so now
why don't we do this before we do this?
Okay, that's fine.
Are you good with that?
Absolutely.
And we'll save this for.
Yeah, you want to go? No, this.
Well, we'll save this for let's do this and then we'll.
Oh yeah, okay. Absolutely. Go on.
Because technically that goes into what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
Are you wanting me to go first?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Get your coffee.
There's a lot of it, folks.
Well, we just had market. The people understand.
We did just have market. Of course we did.
The people understand, don't you, friends? And besides, we're all just sitting at the stitching table together, aren't we? We're just sitting here talking about our stuff.
So, okay. Let me do market first.
Okay. That's a good place to start.
And I don't have all of I'm still waiting on a few charts from market that have not come in yet, but I have some. Okay, first up was my market favorite, which was Stacy Nash, which was the spring chicken pin keep.
Love it.
Because Shelly and I were both in agreement that those were the best
chickens.
Charted chickens I've ever seen. Seriously. And I know Stacy actually has a lot of chickens. I met her at a retreat last year in Elizabethtown, Kentucky, when she was the guest designer, where I had that little thing I got, which she released at market this year. But she was talking to me and she was like, I would be happy if I could just stitch and watch my chickens all day. Stacy has a lot of chickens, and she says that it's her chickens that give her the inspiration for the ones that she charts.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, anyways.
I love my chickens.
And then I got my clementine. Is that what she calls it, or a tangerine? I think she calls it a clementine. Oh, tangerine. Excuse me. It's my tangerine. That's the back of it. And I got the parsnip, but the parsnip is not here yet. The parsnip sold out very quickly, I was told. So I'm waiting on my parsnip.
I don't have it either. I love it too.
I love it. And I was telling Shellie last time, Michelle, Mama Loves You GB, had showed her parsnip because she finished stitching it. That's a big guy. Like, that parsnip is really big. I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize it was that big.
I think it's because she stitched it on like 28 or 32 count.
Yeah, so I mean, mine hopefully is smaller. I want it to be more like needlebook size, but that was a big.
But it was so pretty.
It was a big parsnip. Beautiful, Michelle, beautiful. I was excited because I love it. I love it. So yeah, and I got the tangerine because I just think they're so cute. Like, and Sylvia had told me she had seen these in person when she was there, and she was like, they're amazing. You're going to love them. So I'm excited about that. I'm still waiting on my parsnip. I got my gentleman Quaker to go along with my lady Quaker, and picked me up a fat quarter of Fiber on a Web Milk and Honey when I was buying those ones, because I just always need more. It's so gorgeous. So gorgeous. Ugh, I'm in love with that color.
Me too.
While we're on linen, real quick, I'll show. I got some more linen from Jody. I got 40 count overcast. There we go. 40 count overcast. Oh, it's gorgeous.
It is gorgeous.
And the 20 count Ada, which you can't even tell it's really Ada.
You can't, and I got that too.
Yeah, Shellie did. I haven't decided yet what I'm going to stitch it on, but our mystery Sal starts tomorrow with Teresa. Tier 4 of her Patreon, our mystery Sal starts tomorrow. So she gave us the thread things. If you are part of
it, it is the best easy money in the planet to be part of that. I cannot believe what you get. What is our monthly fee? $20?
$20.
$20. You get 4. I mean, we're talking full samplers.
4 charts, 2 coloring pages.
Discount code to the private
discount
shop.
Codes for that.
Tier 4 is $20, and we got a mystery cow. Like the Strawberry Manor that she put out last year that I'm working on.
Yep.
That was a mystery style, and it was only for tier 4. It is the best, most giving Patreon that you could ever.
Yes.
So if you want to get in on that mystery cow that's coming up, get on to Patreon and join Teresa's Patreon. She's amazing.
She does such an amazing job. And she's very generous.
So generous.
She's always hopping on there and talking to people, and we get sneak peeks of stuff all the time. And so she had given us the floss of like what we needed for the floss for this mystery Sal, and she's stitching hers on overcast. And Jody,
I am too.
Jody was amazing and got that overcast out very quickly to me, so I was very happy about that. Very happy, but I haven't decided yet if I'm going to use the Ada or the linen. I'm not sure. We'll see. And I got the colors. This is going to be difficult for me. I got the colors. I did change up a few of the DMCs to over dyed.
Are you surprised?
But as I stitch it, I may actually change out some other colors. I just don't know what I'm stitching yet. So this is going to be very difficult for me.
I have all the called for because I do what I'm told.
I don't. So stay tuned because I'm sure there will be conversions to colors as I stitch along with it.
Lanta.
Okay, so next I got the cookbook. I get these every year.
From Market.
From Market. Happiness is Homemade. This is a really good one, actually. They have some great charts.
And you can get these from your local LNS.
Look at that Blackbird chart.
That's a Blackbird.
Oh, it is gorgeous.
Recipes and cross stitch. How happy can you be?
And there's some great little smalls in here. All kinds of charts. They're not all samplers. Some are cooking related. Some are all. There's
tomatoes and squirrels.
Yeah,
and all
a variety. But Shellie and I both love cookbooks. We both love to cook.
Yeah.
And so this was a great one this year. They actually did a really good job. So I got that and love that.
She brought lunch today for us. She made all homemade balsamic. It was so delicious.
I know. I'm glad I brought that now after what happened. So this was not from Market, but Tanya, it came out around market time. So this is the Try to Mark Well That tomato. I love it so much. This is kind of a, how did I describe it? An ode to Barry from Stitch Folks. Barry's strawberry bags, which most of you I'm sure have seen on Instagram. Gorgeous bags. She was the inspiration for this one, and I love it. Oh, I love it
too.
And that black sampler and that strawberry's just
It's got crowns, tomatoes.
Tomato is fantastic.
Try to mark well.
So I, of course, had to grab that. Love that one. This one was from Market, but it was a freebie. But we got it as a freebie as well as Patreon members. So Teresa put it out. But it says, "Hey, friend, let's stitch." And I loved this so much. I was like, this is fantastic. It's me and Shellie. So
and we're giving each other
a high five.
We're gonna stitch this together and we'll make a hashtag.
We are.
Yeah,
hey friend,
so
let's
stitch
stitch
along with us. Hey friends, let's stitch. You stitch with us.
So this was a freebie. So if your local needlework shop bought anything from Teresa, then this was, gonna go into the bag. But she gave it to us Patreon people as well. So I just loved it. I thought it was really cute. So do you want to go over all the Sylvia ones?
I'll do the Sylvia.
Okay. We do both have Sylvia's
we have
charts.
Yeah, except for I don't have the witchy bat. It's angels.
Yeah. And Sylvia loves that one. She loves that one. I mean, I guess I'll show that one real quick because that one's not in it. So this one is called Isabella Lee. And Sylvia is self-proclaimed. She likes weird samplers.
But she
unique samples.
Samplers.
Yes, but she really is drawn to
those
the
are
unique
witchy bats.
Odd
Those
ones.
are not angels, people.
Well, yeah.
And then you got the angry shepherd.
And then here is there he is, totally ticked off shepherd down here.
He's got a red face.
You can't really see it, but that is a bright tomato red face. He is not a happy camper.
It's the devil in his angel.
It's hilarious. It is like he's the devil. I don't even know. It kind of cracks me up. The devil shepherd. Yes, his wife is pink, but he is beet red. So maybe she's,
honey, he's been out in the sun too long.
they're as what my old pastor in Reno used to always say, and Tim and I adopted this phrase and we still use it today. They're in a moment of intense fellowship. That's what Pastor Joe called it.
Oh, she didn't cook him dinner.
They're having a moment of intense fellowship. He makes me laugh. I miss that guy. Okay, so next one is Beauty Fades. This is another one that we got as a free chart for Patreon. And yes, I did get it through there. And Shelley's like, Liz, why would you buy this? You got it free through Patreon. Here's why I bought it. And this is what I told her. The only reason why I bought this, because I have the download thing, is because Teresa, in all of her books for Market, put in her beautiful artwork on the front and back covers. I just am in love with her artwork, and I bought these books because I'm going to use this artwork. I'm just going to cut off the front and back and use them, and that is Inner Beauty Never Fades. Amen to that. So I loved her artwork. That's really why I bought these, and I'm waiting on one other one, which was the Sister Stitchers, maybe, because I loved the artwork that was in that one. In her Market release video, she shows you the artwork in each of the books that's in there, so it was worth it to me just to have that.
Yeah, so
that's why I got that. Next one is my La-Di-Da, my Sweet Scissor Mat, because those colors are just stunning. I got the called for colors too. That is how much I loved this.
Those are gorgeous.
Pink Sand and Blackboard. They're Weeks colors. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. It's so simple, and I just love the simplicity. I think there's absolute beauty in the simplicity of this
absolutely.
One. With that alphabet and those birds, it's just gorgeous. So I had asked Shellie before, and she can explain it again. When we were at Amana last year, one of her, because Lori was the guest designer there, and one of the things she had given us had this same thing, and I said, this right here. I'm like, are those holes, or did they like stitch that? I wasn't sure. And what did you call it?
It's called hem stitching.
Hem stitching.
And so what you do is you'll pull 1 to 3. It depends on how many you want. It's just cut work. You pull the thread out of that section, and then you either use the linen thread that you pulled out or something very, very close so that you can't see it. And you do a hem stitch, and you gather a couple of the threads together. So let's say you would grab 2 threads that are right next to each other. You go around it and loop down, and then you go to the next one and loop down, and it sequesters the threads together, which creates the little opening. It's called hem stitching.
Oh yeah, because she does say that. I used 1 strand DMC floss matched to the linen color
For the hem stitch.
Yeah. So I'm so excited about that one. Clearly.
So pretty.
Now, it won't be as funny this time.
Oh, let me tell you something. I literally almost passed out laughing when we recorded before. She had me in such stitches, it hurt. I laid my head down on this quilt frame and died laughing.
Because there is a story to this. When the market releases were coming out, it's still funny, but it's just not as funny as the first time because Shellie hadn't seen it. Now she's seen it. But when the market releases first came out, I happened to be at Keepsakes that day, and Jan was there. Our friend Jan was there. And Jan has a sister, Ellen. Ellen's younger than Jan. That's the first thing Ellen will tell you, is that she's younger than Jan.
She's a card, isn't she?
Ellen is what I lovingly refer to as like the snarky, sarcastic version of Jan, because Ellen is a piece of work.
Oh, she's fun.
I love her so much. Her and I have so much fun together, and we laugh constantly. But man, and I said before, Ellen's one of those people that she actually, her sweet Southern voice, they're from Ashland, Kentucky, Ellen and Jan are, and their sweet Southern Kentucky voice is so lovely and so nice that even when Ellen is insulting you, you don't even realize she's insulting you right away because of how she says it. And it takes a minute for your brain to compute. Oh, wait a second. She was not complimenting me there at all. I love Ellen. She knows that. But Ellen has a wiener dog. Ellen loves her wiener dog very, very much. I'm trying to remember what his name is. Of course, we're recording it. It just went right out of my mind.
It's a wiener dog. That's all you need to know.
She dresses him up and takes pictures of him all the time. And the first time, whenever you see her and you haven't seen her in a while, she always has to show you pictures of the dog. So we're sitting at the table and this comes out. Now, this is the 3rd and last installment in the Be Whatever series from Needleworkers. It's Be Exceedingly Diligent, Be Kind. Needlework Press. And now this one is Be a Friend. So at first I saw these flower alphabets and I thought, oh my gosh, that is so different and unique. And I love those flowers with that alphabet. And then I looked down and Jan was sitting there at the table and I start dying laughing and I said, oh my gosh, you have got to send this to Ellen. I said, Jan, there's a wiener deer in there. I said, it is legitimately a wiener dog with antlers. I said, you have to text this to Ellen. Has she seen this? And Jan starts laughing. Everyone starts laughing. I'm like, it is legitimately a wiener deer. And this sampler, my friends, is worth buying just for that alone. Now, Vicki, you've done a beautiful job. I love it. It's gorgeous. I would have bought it anyways, but that wiener deer has got to be one of the greatest sampler motifs I've ever seen. Friends,
don't you do this to me again.
You need this. And here's the problem is once you see it, you can't unsee it.
You can't unsee the little
now forever. I mean, it is legitimately a wiener dog with antlers, but it is fantastic. It was.
Maybe she intended it. Maybe she has a wiener
I need
dog.
to reach out and find out from Vicki if that was intentional. I don't even know. It's so great. Oh my gosh, it cracks me up. So we were like crying. We were laughing so hard before we were talking about this.
I laid my head down. I said, "You hurt me."
Oh my gosh! So who doesn't want to stitch a wiener deer? That thing is fantastic. It is so good. Okay, so that was my market haul. Next is my online haul. So I had saw Emily. So Emily is Salt and Pepper Stitches, and
Emily Call.
She had posted these
Emily.
online. Hi, friend. She had posted these online, and the pillows are what I saw first. And then when I went onto her Etsy page, I found this other one, and of course I had to get that too. So, and Emily and I messaged back and forth because I had said that I was coming to Utah. And I wasn't sure where. I knew I was going to Shepherd's Bush. I knew I was going to the craft center because that's like right next to my dad. 5 minutes from my dad's house, the craft center of Fine Stitchery. It's on his exit. And Laura and I are going to go to Shepherd's Bush together when I'm up visiting her.
Hi, Laura.
Hi, love. Because she lives up by Ogden. Laura does, which is where I used to live. I live in Layton. She lives closer to Ogden than I did. And so we're going to go to Shepherd's Bush. But a couple people had mentioned, and I had originally said, Christy Crosshedge Quilts we had messaged too, and she said, you definitely need to go to Pine Needles. So a couple people have talked about Pine Needles, but Christy was the one who I heard it from because she had said that they are like designing cross stitch now. Now I've been in Pine Needles. Pine Needles was a quilt store, now multi-craft store, in a place called Gardner Village. Gardner Village is further south, south of Salt Lake. It's close by where my sister lives. And it's like a shaker village is kind of what I describe it as. Really neat place. And I've been in Pine Needles before, but many years ago. And back then it was just quilt fabric. I still went in there because I like looking at fabric, but I wasn't a quilter.
Who doesn't like to look at pretty fabric?
But now they have cross stitch. And I think they have like wool applique and stuff too. So they're a multi-craft place as well. And so Emily had said, hey, Gardner Village is close by where I live. If you go to Gardner Village, let me know. I'd like to meet up with you. And I said, well, yeah, of course. So I was telling her that I'd gotten these pillows. So these are words to live by. Pray always, love one another, and have faith. Love, 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 love these. They're blue and they're Quaker. There you go. Enough said. Of course I love them. But then I found this one on her Etsy site, which I had not seen before. And this one, oh my gosh, love it. So this one's called Home, and you can break it up into little smalls. So she has these two charted, these smalls charted, and then this that you can either frame or do in a needle roll or a drum, I mean. And so when I first saw it, I thought of this one. See, I know I was yawning too. I thought of this one because I said, oh my gosh, friend, look, it could be you and the kids. Because her kids live all right here next to her. So they're their own little neighborhood. I'm like, that's perfect for you. So I just fell in love with this. And so I was excited to get both of those. I'll save that when we get to giveaway stuff. Okay. And then real quickly, let me go through here. Now, these have all been open now. So this will go quicker.
You got that first.
What? This?
Yes.
Now, here's the sad story.
You don't get to see.
We had to delete it. So Shellie...
the video that we had to delete that was 2 hours, that was junk. But I surprised her, and I waited the whole video. I couldn't wait to give this to her.
Yes.
And she cried on video. She hands
me a gift bag, and I open it up. I did not know what this was. And when I first felt it, I could kind of feel like it was hoop. Now, I thought it was because she had procured some new hoops, some really cool ones back here. Yeah, that I hadn't ever seen before. And so I thought that's what it was. Until I opened it, and then the tears just started falling. And maybe it's good because I was just like, I didn't even know what to say. I was speechless, and I'm never speechless, ever. Y'all know this if you know me. So it was the most kind and generous, and it means so, so, so much to me. And I said, because I said to her in the last one as I was like crying, I said, you know that I would never.
She wouldn't.
I would never buy this for myself.
She needed one.
She gifted me my first queen.
So she can be queen every day.
Now, I have been a princess for a while, but now I'm a queen.
I was so excited.
I know.
It about killed me. We went through the whole half the video, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited I can relax now because I was dying to give her the bag.
Yeah, it was very special. I was not expecting that in the slightest, but it will be beyond treasured.
Yep.
Because it's from her, and because it's something I wouldn't have done for myself.
One.
And so Yeah.
That was so much fun. I wish you could have seen her open that bag.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I was in shock. I was not expecting that at all. Like at all. And then do you want to wait on yours?
No, go ahead.
You want me to show these? She found, oh my gosh,
tiny
guys,
cloches.
Look at these baby cloches. Liz Matthews, do you see this? Oh my gosh, is there anything more gorgeous than a baby cloche? And she put the little thimble. And did you get this in Texas? Did you find that one in Texas?
Yeah, I bought that in Texas at the antique shop.
Oh my gosh. And she gifted me like 2 other ones to find something that I want to do with. But you originally got these for yours, right? Like,
yeah, I bought when I was in Texas in Fredericksburg. I found thimbles that are the size to fit my 7-year-old granddaughter, and I want her to learn to hand quilt, so she can sit at this quilt frame with her Mimi and hand quilt. And so I found the little cloches, and I stuck the tiny thimbles in there for her.
I love it.
Isn't it cute?
Yes. Everything's better when it's tiny. Okay, so I'll go real quick through my few other things.
Hey, you're good.
So I don't remember how I ended up on Chris's Etsy store, but I did. Chris Yo.
Yeah.
But I did, and she's a viewer. I do know that, because I've seen her beautiful, lovely comments. So it's Chris Yo, and she has an Etsy store called As the Yo Flies.
Hi, Chris.
YOO, As the Yo Flies. I saw these and fell in love with it. So she makes these beautiful journals, and she stitched that and put that on there. And there's a little bling off the side that says Stitch On. But obviously it's made in Blackbird fabric. So the inside, you are able to pick out 2 inserts that you want. So I did projects, and then there's also a project list and quilt list, and you can decide if you want like stitchy stuff or quilt stuff. So you can get either way.
Pretty.
And then I ended up doing the calendar as well back there, but this I'm actually going to use as like a calendar, not necessarily my stitchy calendar. But she has different inserts that you can choose from, so you get to pick 2, and then she will put those in there, and it's in like this custom little
isn't that the neatest
journal
thing?
book. I know,
I love it.
it's got the Blackbird. Hold on, it's got the Blackbird on the inside too. There,
Love it.
Creatively Chris Journals, that's what it's called. Yep, As the Yo Flies.
I
So,
love 'em.
and
I'm getting on there this afternoon.
she has some cute ones. So I just love these. And you can just, like I said, you can decide what's in there. But then in the bag, I don't think you still have yours. Oh no, I think you handed it back to me.
Yeah, I did. I handed it back to you.
Was a little card in there that said, a little gift for you and Shellie. And she gifted us, because I don't have mine on my thing yet, these adorable little floss tag, or I think they go on like,
I think that you would put your thread ring, and it would be on the thread ring. And we said that we are gonna do our
little Teresa Kogut one,
the stitchers that are given the high five.
Yep.
And we'll do a hashtag for it, and we'll hang our thread on this, Chris.
yes, because it says stitch on, my stitchy friends.
Stitch on, my stitchy friends.
They're so cute. So thank you, Chris, so much for throwing those in there for us.
So cute.
We so appreciate it.
Yes,
and your
we
beautiful
do.
journal. I absolutely love it.
I'm
And you can
coming
put
to visit your shop today online.
and honestly, you can also take these out and put like your own little what do you call it? Like empty notebook in there.
Yeah.
If you just want this to be like a notebook cover thingy too. Shellie does the most gorgeous quilted notebook covers. FYI. I'm sorry, you're like, shut up, Liz, don't say that.
I do. I mean, I'm not saying that they're the most gorgeous, but
No, they are. They are.
I need to get some in my Etsy shop, but I take antique quilts, and one of the items I repurpose is into composition book covers, and they are so pretty. Some of those old antique quilts, and some are really rough, and some are really not rough, but they are neat. I love to make them.
Yep. Okay. So next one was from Paper Mill Road. I happened to come across them on Etsy when I was looking for something else. And this was so beautifully wrapped.
It was really pretty wrapped.
I know. And I don't even know where it went. There was a little bunny.
The bird and the bunny, I think you gave them to me.
I gave them to you. So Shellie probably has them around.
Oh, no, here it is right here. Did you find it?
Yeah. It had like this cute little bunny clip on it and the little twine wrapped around it. Yep. It was adorable. So these were, I got these. I'm probably going to use these more as like a bookmark, or we said to hang.
I'm putting mine by my sewing machine.
Yeah, I love this. I wouldn't use this for a floss card. It's too big to be a floss card. Well, I mean, not necessarily. Well, yeah, kind of it is. But I loved it so much. And it says, I am a daughter of the King who is not moved by the world, for my God is with me and goes before me, and I do not fear because I am his.
Isn't that neat? Beautiful.
And they have the little silk ribbon on them, and they're gorgeous. So those are going to be a little gift. And then I found these. She had these tags. Now, these can go on project bags or use them as floss rings if you wanted to use them as floss rings. Or put them on a present, a gift tag. But they were blue ticking. So, of course, I had to get those. Blue ticking. And then she threw in some freebies for me. And it happened to be one of the freebies was the one that I was trying to decide between. That one and the other one that I got. And so this one is the Fruit of the Spirits. And love that one. And Little Amazing Grace. So there are those. Hold on. Oh, because I had those over there with yours tags that I was giving you. Okay. Yeah, because I was going to give some of those to Shellie too. And then
to Shellie. I'm Shellie.
Yeah, I was going to give some to you. Oh. I was saying I was going to give some to Shellie too.
I thought you were talking about somebody else. I was going to say, who else is to Shellie?
You know? And then I found this on Etsy as well. This is Studio South Designs. She has some beautiful jewelry on there, but it came in this really cute little bag with this little wire thing and the bead on it. Baby teeny tiny paper clip. But this was... because I loved Shellie so much when she brought it back from Texas, that I had found one too. So it is
isn't that beautiful?
Lace work necklace on there. I loved it. There we go. Yeah. So it's like catching the light. But anyways, you see it. There you go. I fell in love with that. It's so pretty.
So pretty. We're going to wear those to retreat.
Yes. And we originally saw like Lori Markovitz at the retreat last year. She had a beautiful one from Queen Bee on Etsy. So there is that. And am I missing something? No. No, I think that's it.
So you done with your...
yeah, I think I'm done with haul.
Okay. Yep. Alrighty. Well, then I'll move right into mine and I'll get right to it. First thing, Annie, the proper stitcher.
Yes.
She sent us these little floss rings.
Oh,
thanks, Annie. And she sent us the sweetest card, and it said, "Happy Spring Stitching." Is she not the best stitchy friend sending us these sweet things?
Thank you for thinking of us, Annie.
Thank you for thinking of us, Annie.
It was so kind of you.
It was. Well, I'll do my market releases really quick. I got from Beth, Heartstring Samplery. This one goes with the Sunday Stitches, and this one goes with her collaboration with Paulette from Plum Street, and it's the, for her, that goes with her charts. Sting like a butterfly, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Yep. I bought these because of what it said. My dad was a boxing fan, and when I was a little girl, I watched more Muhammad Ali than you could shake a leg at, and that made me think of my daddy. So this collaboration between Paulette and Beth, this is the floss drop.
Love that. I know. I'm waiting on my floss drop. That's coming with my parsnip.
I gotcha. And then I did buy the one that goes with the Sunday Stitch.
Yes, this is the one I'm waiting on here. And now she's inspired me to get this book.
All right. So this book, I just have to tell you, I have every Sunday Stitch. I bought the book because now all the Sunday Stitches are right here in one book. So what does that mean? That means you guys, I can put my Sunday stitches into the giveaway box because I've got all these right here because they're my favorites. So I got that, and that's why I got it, because then everything is all together, and then I can share my patterns with my friends, you.
Well, and Beth did a beautiful job of the little stories that are in there. That book is done so well. It's so great. Show the old ladies.
That's what I was going to show them. This is going to be me and Liz, the old church ladies.
There we are in the pew.
I love it. Well, if there was a pew, I love pews, and nowadays everybody's gone with chairs. Give me an old padded pew.
Our old church in Tennessee had the pews. It was an old country church, but yeah.
Oh, listen, I used to lay my babies down. You could lay your babies down and let them sleep in the pew.
Yeah.
You could have your purse, your diaper bag, the whole works. I don't like the chairs, but that's just me.
I know.
I'm nobody. So
I think the old country churches are the only places you even still find the pews anymore.
Love them. I got Stacy Nash. What was the name of it? Spring Chicken Pin Coop.
Yes, ma'am.
Love that. Best chickens ever charted. Heartstring Samplery, My Sweet Home. I got from Heart and Hand, Everyday Things.
I love this
one. By Cecilia Turner. Love her. She's so sweet. She comes to StitchCon, and she'll just stand out there and start working, helping Steph and all of them at the counter. Cecilia Turner. She's the sweetest thing ever.
She is.
I love her.
What does that one say too?
This one says, everyday sweet little things are the most beautiful.
Yeah.
Perfect. What did we talk about?
Perfect.
I got Lily Bates Is My Name pin keep from Needlework Press. I love that. A pin keep and a sampler together. Yes, please. And then Jan Hicks, she's only been designing a couple years, and I loved it when she showed this. This is her sampling of Lace Spring. Look at those smalls. Those are so stinking pretty. And you can see her pictures of those on her Instagram. But we were talking when I showed this when we recorded before. This is called Stitching with Friends.
Is best.
But look here. March, I mean, it has northeast, southwest, and on there it says Stitching with Friends is best. We think that our stitch group, girls, get your needles. We need to do this together.
We need to do this.
Do it like a round robin and send it to each other.
Yes.
So that's a great
girls.
We have a great stitching group. We do. And then I love Arlene Cohen, Works by ABC. This is her symmetrical squares from 1603. She did it as a band, and she was talking about how she loved these colors and thought, how can I do something and gradiate from one color to the next?
Yes.
And she did that. Now, I probably won't do that as one long piece, but I thought these all are like lace-inspired little motifs, and I thought that would be so neat if you wanted to do a real quick like pin cushion and for a gift, or
and she has a little scissor fob there too.
Yep. So her designs are beautiful. Works by ABC, Arlene Cohen. Then I got Acorns and Crows Stitch House by Chessie and Me.
Oh, that's the other thing I'm waiting for is a Chessie and Me.
Gotcha.
It's coming too. Wait, not Teresa. It's actually already shipped. I haven't even checked it, but it's probably coming today or tomorrow.
And then I got, this is a perforated paper portfolio.
Yes.
It's done.
She had 2 of these, didn't she? She had 2 different boxes like this that she released at market. Yeah.
I don't know, but Sylvia, I messaged her. I said, I just saw this on Instagram. You've got to leave your room and go to Needlework Press and get me this. But this is what the outside looks like. And then you hold all your tchotchkes in it and you stitch it all on perforated paper. And the kit comes with the ribbon, the felt, and ephemera stickers, the whole works. Got that.
Those are really cool.
And then I got Let's Go Sledding 12 Sled Designs by Annie Bees. I love these little sleds.
I didn't know Annie B did sleds.
Normally
it's Fox something.
Yeah, you just stopped my brain. Thank you.
It's fox something.
It's yeah, Foxwood.
Yes.
It's Foxy, baby.
Yeah.
And you know, Sue Hillis does a lot of them too. But to do a quick ornament, I love to make ornaments for my family at Christmas, and that is tiny, and you could whip out a sled in no time and have something for your ornaments for the year. And then I got blue work pears by Annie B's. I got the red work pears. And Susan, our friend that works at Keepsake, says that the instructions for assembly with the Annie B's is the very best. And then I got, now look, you're going to laugh because you're going to say, wait a minute, you just had that in your stitch bag. I do. This is a whole second set. I have an entire set of everything that our friend Sylvia put out for market, except for the devil bats.
Devil witches.
The devil witches.
They're witchy bats.
They're supposed to be
devil
angels.
shepherd.
There is nothing angelic about those angels. Okay? They're witchy bats. But anyway, here's Beloved by Running with Needles and Scissors. This is stitch buttons, and it says stitch. And there's the fabric and the Victoria Clayton silk with it. My little sampler that Liz is stitching for her granddaughter. And then a Spanish red sampler. And the reason why I got this set is because for the 8,000 subscribers, these are all giveaways for you. So, like and subscribe. Yes, but these are all, I bought these
Martha.
for you.
I'll leave my inside joke on Martha to myself, but I love that one.
Zip it. No. We're on YouTube.
I said, I'm leaving it to myself.
Yep, I shut it down. Don't you open your mouth. Oh, gosh.
It's a beautiful sampler,
for another day.
Beautiful red sampler.
In person at the stitch table. Not saying that on YouTube.
No.
Now that was all from Market. This is haul. I got Corey Bada Corey Delft sampler because Liz totally enabled me, and this is so gorgeous. The picture's gorgeous, but boy, is this gorgeous in person. Then we both got our Scattered Seed Sampler Fancy Feathers Pin Keep Club in.
Yes.
And look at that. Oh,
thank you.
Gosh, Teeny Black, you are amazing. Best kit. I love it. They come so beautiful. You barely want to take them apart. I also ordered, this was not a club. This is just a kit, and it's called Winter Stash. I love squirrels. But look at that kit. I mean, is that perfection? She just does it good. And then because she's so sweet, such a doll face you are, Tammy Black, Miss Scattered Seed Sampling, she sent me Gathering Together Pin Keep. She sent me Cottontail and Company. Isn't that cute?
All the springy ones.
And Acts of Kindness Pin Keep. I want to stitch them all. And then I have the ones that Carol Saltbox is doing.
Yep.
I love those. So I am actually going to take one of my project bags, and I'm going to just make it a Scattered Seed Sampling bag and put it all in there. And then as a gift,
I know, I was trying to find mine. It's somewhere.
It's in your patterns. I saw it. Our friend Tina Egner from Team Egner. I saw Ginger Shoal the other day. I was stitching this. It's called a sampler snack. That it's a
hometown.
But this chart is called Sampler Snack.
Yeah.
Small little sampler treat for you to stitch between
your larger projects.
Your larger projects. And Tina did this, and I literally was going to get on her shop and buy it because Ginger, did we tell you how much we love your house?
We're going to tell you again. We already told you one time, but you didn't hear that.
Yeah. Ginger, you're such a good stitcher. We just love you. You're our stitchy sister. So
you are a constant source of inspiration. Friend.
We love you. But Tina, in her sweetheart that she is, I opened up the mailbox, and here it is. The snack and the floss drops. Yep. For both of us. Thanks, Tina.
Thank you, friend. Such
much. A sweetheart.
So much. It's beautiful. I'm assuming there's probably, you can personalize this with your hometown.
Yeah,
is what that is.
I think so.
I'm pretty sure that's what that is.
Yeah. Then I ordered from the Heart Needle Arts, Wendy Petros, the Love Mini Quaker and all the threads. Oh, I'm just a sucker for the Quaker. And then, of course, our friend Ellen Chester, who is amazing, amazing. She is a designer as well. Her company is called With My Needle, and I have every one of her Quakers, and this is just the most recent one I ordered, and she just has it as Quaker samplings.
Yep.
But I have all of them, Ellen, and I love them. And I was thinking about you the other day because
we're going to lunch soon, Ellen.
Yeah, Ellen, we're going to lunch, and I'm ASAP, and we've got your number. But Ellen, I had bought that bag. I talk about the bag of linen that I bought at the St. Vinny's. Yep. And when I took a picture, I had laid everything out, and there was a partial sampler in there, and I just threw it up on the counter with everything else. And she's in one of our online groups, and she's like, hey, that's the Rachel Allen sampler. That's an Ohio sampler. And I was like, really? And so it didn't come with a pattern. I mean, it was a bag of linen. So I got on, and it was a scarlet letter, and I ordered the pattern. I had to dig. I think at 1806 samplery or something like that. I don't remember where I found it, something like that. But I ordered it and got it so that I could finish stitching it, because funny enough, the reason why I want to stitch it is not because of the partial sampler. My dad was adopted, and my dad's really an Allen. And so am I. And I didn't know that until after my dad died, and I found his family. And I thought, I've got to finish it. She's an Allen, she could be related.
Yeah.
So anyway, but around the border, it's I think they're strawberries. They could be, maybe it's roses, but they're all Rococo stitches or queen stitches. Now I understand how to acclimate and make a queen stitch Rococo stitch. I got that. But the way you stack those stitches together to create that strawberry, I'm clueless. And I was looking at it the other day, and I thought, I know one person on this planet that could help me, and her name is Ellen Chester. So we're gonna have lunch, and I'm gonna bring the Rachel Allen sampler, and you can show me, because the scarlet letter samplers are so old that the way that she shows how to acclimate them, she hand drew it. I need some squares, people. I need to understand. I can't stack that in my brain. So Ellen, we're having lunch.
We got a lunch and a project for you.
Yep. And I only got a few more things, but they're some of my favorite. I had ordered, Liz and I, bags from Northumberland Samplers out of the UK. And it's just, because when we go to retreats and stuff, or to go stitch, you got to bring everything that you're not going to stitch, but you get FOMO, you're afraid of missing out, like you might want to stitch it. So we always need more bags to put our junk in.
Yes.
And so anyway, but then as well, they had some linen. Now Liz has tried to get on there.
I have tried to procure it, and it's not happening.
But the linen that I got, there's a third piece, but it's the 36 count. And listen, people, I stared at this sitting on my table, and I couldn't take another second of it. I threw it in a project bag because I wanted to start stitching on it. But this linen, let me tell you about this linen. Now, I mean, I do not know how they did this. This actually looks like authentic from the 1500s linen, like you would have seen back then there.
I'm in love with this 40 count. It is
don't have a
clue. Stunning.
It doesn't look over dyed.
It does not.
It looks like it came off the weaving
for the life of
way.
me. I'm not sure how she dyed it the way she did to make it look like that.
It is amazing,
gorgeous.
And it is one of my new. Oh my goodness! If this would make any sampler look like it was, age old, and it's. I don't know how they did it, but I got 32, 36, and 40 count because I'd never seen it. And I thought, well, let's get a combo of all of the things that I normally stitch on. So I got that. And then pretty. Celeste. Oh my goodness. Celeste creates, she's always talking about tropical stitches. And I was like, okay, I trust her. So I got to see what this is all about. I said on an Instagram post, Celeste, that I bought 4. No, I bought 5. I bought 5.
And I've never seen their linen in person, so this is my first time.
But I got this, and the names are something. This is Honey Beach Sand, and it is 36 count.
I love that name.
Honey Beach Sand, love that. This is 40 count Eleonora. I said, my husband will love that because he's got a Mustang Eleanor. Maybe all these things will make him want to give me more money for linen. Jerry, I need more linen. I love your car.
That cracks me up.
This is 36 count vintage. And this is 36 count presentation. And then this is 40 count biscotti. And
beautiful.
Celeste gave an amazing review of this. She's always talking about her Tropical Stitches linen, and she is dead on the money, folks. It is beautiful. And so that is all of my haul. Now, let me talk about this real quick because I'm not going to say what. I have been working on a secret project. And last night I posted and people were like, oh, what are you stitching? I said, well, it's a surprise. And I was going to tell today what it was, but yesterday it did not turn out the way that I had thought. I can't tell you those details. I'll tell you tomorrow. But anyway, one of my goats died, and she was 13 and a half years old. And she was struggling a little bit. She was lame for the last couple years. If you can't walk and eat food and get water, I would consider putting them down. My kids kept saying, you need to put that goat down. And I was like, nope, she can get to the food bucket and she's happy as a lark. She's staying right here with me. This is where she's lived her whole life. So my day got interrupted, and my husband was at our farthest away office, an hour and 20 minutes away. My neighbor with the only other tractor with a scoop bucket on it, his mother died and he was not at home. So in the snow, in the freezing cold, I had to call my son. I'm like, please come and help your mother. And we had to dig a grave for our goat, and the whole middle of the day, it was like burying a person, because, big animals. So anyway, I was going to tell you something that's a big surprise today, but I can't. But what I can tell you is tomorrow afternoon, I am going to make a post on my Instagram. And if you want to know that big surprise that I was talking about, head over to Shellie Fry 5 on Instagram, and I'll probably have Liz post it on our Instagram or highlight it in our stories or whatever. And I'm going to tell you what my surprise is tomorrow on Instagram. So all of those inquiring minds that wanted to know, tomorrow's the day. And I will tell you about that. But I can't tell you today because it got held back. And there are details that are included on it that I can't tell you. So tomorrow on Instagram, Shellie's going to have a surprise. So there you go.
Stay tuned, friends.
Stay tuned. So now we've got our giveaways for today's video.
So I had told you that I had talked to Emily, Salt and Pepper Stitchers, Salt and Pepper Stitching. And so when I had told her that I had got these charts and we were talking about Utah, she so kindly and graciously offered to give away one of each of the charts that I bought. So the Words to Live By and the Home. We will do it like we did with Susan, Sweet Wing Studios, where the winner of those will just send us your email address and Emily will get the PDF pattern sent over to you. Thank you, Emily, for gifting us
and
those.
Your keywords for each pattern.
Yes. Keyword for this one is home. And keyword for this one is words. So I'm so excited that we get to share these with one of our viewers because
you're gonna love them.
You're just a sweetheart, and I love these, and I'm glad somebody else gets to stitch them.
Thank you so much, Emily, and our audience is going to love them too.
Yes. Next one is from Dawn. Gamma's Treasures. Oh, it's attached here.
Yeah, it's we're sitting at the quilt frame, and my needle and thread are stuck in.
It keeps getting stuck to things. From the Baltimore fabric line, which I love. She is
from Gamma's Treasures.
So kindly gifted us this to share with one of you guys. One of her beautiful project bags and thread beds that go along with it. She does such an amazing job. Wonderful
so
job.
And they come from Canada so quick.
Yep. Gorgeous. And so the keyword for this one is bag. I'm don't even know that I said that last video. So good thing. Bag is the keyword for this one. So those are our giveaways for today.
Yep. Are we caught up?
I think so.
We're caught up. We told you all our stuff, friends. We're done. Oh gosh, but so we are not going to be back for 3 weeks. Liz is going to Utah to see her family, her dad and her sister, nieces, nephews, and Laura, our friend.
Yep.
And but in the meantime, between now and the next video, which will be in 3 weeks, I will do the sewing method video, and I'll show you in hand and in hoop. Liz is going to commandeer a 3-year-old who can use a phone better than us. And she's going to take some video at Shepherd's Bush and get that video back to me, and I will upload that video.
Figure it out. I told Laura, I said we're
call
filming.
A nephew.
We're filming friend. In fact, one of Laura's boys, either Brad or Blake, could probably do it. But I'm like, somebody that is more tech savvy than me. It would not be Laura, because Laura's about at my speed. But we'll get it figured out.
Yeah. So she'll get that video to me, and I'll get that up to you. And if we hit the 8,000 subscribers before the next video, I am going to stop everything I'm doing, and I am going to do the giveaway video. Because we're not going to hold back. We will send out that video and bless all of you sweet people who are our stitching friends.
Before I leave.
Well, you never know.
You never know.
So if she's not gone and we hit 8,000, we're going to stop everything we're doing. We're going to get on here. We're going to shout and celebrate and pull party poppers, and we're going to give you, our sweet friends. We're going to lavish you with all kind of things. We're going to have a giveaway palooza.
Yep.
So, but that's what our plans are. And but if you want any of the items that we had in the giveaway today, you have to like and subscribe and use the keywords.
Yep.
But other than that, I think we've covered all bases. So
sure, we've probably forgotten things, but
that's okay. We've done this. We
have. And whatever this is what it is, because it's not going for a third time.
We can't do this a third time. No. So, but until we meet you here again, our friends, we wish you many happy stitches.
Bye, friends.
friends.
See you later.